Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your ITFC match reaction show. It is obviously Leicester 1, Ipswich Town 1, and we're here to discuss the night that was. We can't do it without you wonderful people at home, so please do get active in our live chat, as many of you are doing so right this moment. There'll be a link as well to jump on and have your saves with limited opportunities on last night's actual reaction show. Just how late it was at night, to be fair. And as always, if you're watching on catch up, FTA comment for the algorithm. Charlie kicks us off. Anyone seen that Leicester fan? Brian on TalkSport. Teams that underestimate us will be left with egg on their faces. James, goody. I've only seen like 30 seconds of this, by the way, at this TalkSport, Brian. Up until where Jason Cundy says you've just come on to mode, haven't you? And then I've been busy and not seen the rest. So I'm looking forward to seeing the rest. I hear a lot of fans talking about it. James Wanelma, good evening, guys. What a great result. What a time to be a Town supporter. Colin Plum, who was there last night, absolutely brilliant atmosphere in the away end. Sing loud and proud, everyone, every time, every single game. It helps. You know, I just got that bit off out of my head. I've been singing that earworm all day, and you've just stuck it back in there. Colin, Chris McTaggart, Town never go up to a final whistle. It's great watching, but sometimes now biting stuff. Harps still purring over that pass from Halaki to Clark. It was beautiful. Only would have been topped off had Clark sort of, whipped that ball into Wes Burns, who's approaching the 18-yard box for a goal, because it deserved to have that centerpiece moment. It was a lovely ball from Halaki. Charlie Sattersfield, Leicester not the ball about, but do nothing with it. Town are more effective in possession. AD Croucher, absolute limbs when we scored. Well, we're traveling to away games. You can't be actually being there, says AD. You can't be being there, but I watched it from home. I had a great view. I was thoroughly warm, and I was playing, of course, Match Bingo, who we are associated with all afternoon. I ain't going to lie to you. All afternoon, I have been trying to work out how I can get Match Bingo and Jeremy Sarmiento, the tune, together. I'm going to get there, my friends. All right. So keep your eyes and ears peeled out for that absolute wonderful collaboration you never thought you knew you needed. But the closest I've got is it's Match Bingo. Win prizes. No, I'm going to stop there. Are you a sports enthusiast who loves football and cricket and wants to support the life-saving work while having fun and winning cash prizes? You also support the East Anglian Air Ambulance by playing Match Bingo. So every time you play, you do support the East Anglian Air Ambulance. How you play? Register online, download the Match Bingo app to your phone, tablet, etc. And then you just choose your matches. £2 a card. They have the free Bingo's card as well. I have won some money on this. I won some money in the summer over a tournament. So well worth giving it a look. Well worth having a little look and a play with it. Over 18s, be gamble aware, and keep your eyes peeled for the old Match Bingo. If I've got any lyricists in the chat you can help me out with that, I'd appreciate it, because I get that bit, and then there's a hump. There's a creative hump, and I can't quite get over it. AD, I nearly needed the services of stomach osteopaths after celebrating last night. Oh, AD, I'm going to star that comment, come back to that, because I'm no doubt going to be mentioning them in just a little while. But first and foremost, let's get cracking. Like, subscribe, all of that wonderful business. I'm joined by, who actually is a lyricist, Matthew Phillips, and Richard Moss. So maybe I'll be employing your services, Matt. I know you need some cash.
Yeah. I need paying first. This leads me to another question. Did we got Super Kieran McKenna song? Did that debut as with a new one? New striker?
Well, there was, no, it's an Air Chaplin in it.
Nice, as we predicted.
Yeah,
as predicted. We the Town fans were loud and proud on the Sky broadcast, weren't they, Martin? That's all you could hear. That's all you could hear. That's all we could hear. Yeah.
That's all you could hear. Yeah, it really was great stuff. And Sharon says, best quote from Neil Warnock last night: Sam Morsey would get a yellow card in an empty room against himself.
It was great having Neil Warnock on. The legend. That's the nearest I sit on Discord. That's the nearest I'm going to get to him being Town gaffer, sitting in the Sky Sports studio. Another dream gone for me.
He was actually very complimentary.
Still got the Cowleys then. Still got your Cowleys.
I've still got the Cowleys. Yeah, I mean that's still that flame still burns. Yeah,
very complimentary, wasn't he? I watched it back today.
His hair's unbelievable. He's kind of like completely bald here, then it sort of starts here, doesn't it?
I said to Martin, Matt, before you come on, we were talking before the show started about, and obviously Warnock was on there, but Troy Deeney, very good pundit.
He was very good.
Very good.
He only got 28 days at Forest Green. Makes
Well-
Paul Hurst look like some kind of like testimonial tenure. So
Well, they'd be making a film about him like they did about Cloughie. 41, was it 41 or 44 days at Leeds?
44 days.
The damn United.
Yeah, good film that if no one's ever seen
Yeah,
it. It's
very
really
good.
Is it right that Hurst is potentially going back to Shrewsbury? Did I see that correct on
I don't know. I know the manager's gone. Matt Taylor went, didn't he? He's got the bullet.
He got the old Spanish archer, didn't he?
I was just looking at the scores.
Appleton.
Obviously, Michael Appleton under pressure. They're losing tonight, 2-1 at home to Northampton. So I think if they lose that game, he's on his he's getting his P45.
Look at this. Charlie's like digging you out here, Rich.
He's digging you
The
out.
cruncher was proven wrong.
Grabbing the bus. Look, the cruncher was proven wrong, but he did a 2-0 defeat.
Charlie was having a meltdown the other Sunday, saying I can't remember what he was saying. Quite negative, Charlie. You were. What did you predict last night, by the way? Because I didn't see what Charlie said. Did he say we're going to get 1-1 draw?
I think
Like Matt did. Matt Phillips.
I was confident. It was like Boxing Day all over again, wasn't it? Christmas 2.0. It was fantastic.
It was an interesting game. So first half, let's break it down. So first half, Rich, I feel we gave Leicester far too much respect. We almost turned up like a team believing that we were missing our captain, missing our striker, had a midfield player returning off an ankle injury.
Were we happy with the lineup? Were we happy with the lineup when it was announced at 7?
Actually,
Harness, were you surprised Harness was in, Martin?
That was a little bit of a surprise, I think, wasn't it? But I suppose Broadhead was the option from the bench as the striker, wasn't he? Which is what he ended up doing, of course.
It's interesting about Mass, wasn't it? Because they obviously kept it quiet. Nothing was sort of leaked in the press conference that Kieran done. And I think when you see the Leicester lineup, Matt, it was no surprise. Dewsbury Hall was in there. I mean, we knew he was going to play, really, didn't we? I mean, he said he was doubtful, but did anyone really believe that? Not really. But first off, I was quite happy going in, Martin, 1-0 down. Obviously, I'd have been happy if it was. See, Charlie, I don't agree with that comment. I thought Travis was really poor yesterday.
Okay.
I didn't think he had a great game. But it's hard. It's hard for these players to come into a team when, under Kieran, he's been here, over 2 years now, guys. We're so well drilled, aren't we? You know, banging it into them day to day on that training field, how we play, patterns of play. And it's quite hard for a player like Lewis Travis to come from Blackburn. Obviously, he's quite an experienced player. And to come straight into that sort of Morsey role, big shoes to fill. Obviously, our captain, probably one of our best player. If I was voting for a player of the year at the minute, I'd probably vote Morsey, Matt. I know you'd probably vote Aladke.
Morsey's just as good a shout, absolutely.
But yeah, he's key how we play and playing out from the back as well. You've got no one to drop into that little hole that he does. And I thought it was hard first half because I think we've gone there. And like you said, Martin, when we were chatting before the show, you're probably thinking we've got no captain, we've got no striker. And a little bit, and Kieran said it on the radio afterwards, it was a little bit like the belief. They didn't really believe in that first half. And you could see it in the players. I felt a little bit sorry for Jackson, Martin. He was really isolated. I thought up front he
was. He
obviously got about and he put them under pressure, but he had no real support. And it was pretty easy for them to play out. And I think, look, Halaki's made 2 really good saves. Great save from Chowdhury. That was a really, really good save. Moved his feet really quickly there, didn't he? And got his fingers to it. And I thought we were doing all right, hanging in the game. And then obviously they scored the goal. And then you think, 1-0 down here. You just got to hang in the game there till half-time. Don't concede another goal. And I think going in at half-time with 1-0 down, I wasn't overly unhappy because I thought, we're going to have a spell in the game, surely, where we're going to get on the front foot and we're going to put them under pressure. And we did that second half. And I think I said to you, Martin, it was the first 5 minutes, Matt, of the second half was as good as we were poor, if you know what I mean, in that 45, because we had, three corners. We had Wes's shot that the goalie saved. And right away then, we were on the front foot.
Tell you what, we got a corner in the first 10 seconds, didn't we?
Yeah, that was an awful corner from Leaf. I don't know what he was doing with that. I don't agree with Matt. They're setting up negatively because I think people have said to Kieran, he's only got one way of playing. So we can't say then we set up a little bit defensively. Oh, yeah, we set up a bit negative because we didn't want to Leeds all over again, Matt. going in 3-0 down at half time, your game's over. But I think if you watch, it's really interesting. I was listening to Alex Maffey after the game. He said Leicester are not the best team in this league. He said Leeds are a better team than him. He said Southampton are a better team than him. Who do you think he said the third team that were better than Leicester? I nearly crashed the car because I couldn't believe it. Chris Hall will be very happy.
What? Not the bag is.
West Brom are a better team than Leicester. He said Leicester, the reason they are where they are because they've got really good individuals who can do them little bits of magic. And I probably, if I don't agree with the West Brom comment, but I think as a team, I'll probably agree with Southampton, and Leeds are probably the only team really. I know we got a bit of it was 2-0 at the Hawthorns, Matt, but Leeds are the only team who've really done a number on us, haven't they? Really, and just smashed us.
But they're not consistent, are they? Which is why they're not top and Leicester are.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why Leicester are where they are, aren't they, Martin? Because they are consistent. And I probably see a lot of teams probably go to the King Power a lot at Ipswich, a little bit thinking, we're going here to Leicester, they're a good side, they're good at winning. And before you know it, you're probably 1-0 down. You come out after half time, you might change a few things. Leicester get a second goal and the game's over. Where I think it's all right saying we set up a bit negatively, but I don't think you're going to go there and you're going to go toe-to-toe with a team that were in the Premier League last year. That's suicide for me.
No.
A little bit.
We learned that lesson at Ellen Road, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's interesting you say that about Travis and patterns of play, because it's been noticeable, hasn't it, in that Sunderland game and last night, like you say, no one's dropping down to the D to take the ball from Hladky. He's either having to go to either the two centre-halves or playing the worldie that he did to Clark. And I can only presume that they don't think Travis is drilled enough to be able to do that. Because if Morsey's playing with Luongo, sometimes Luongo will go short.
They did have one where we got away with it early in the game, didn't we? When they played it to Travis, I think on the edge of the penalty area, and he was really under pressure, and he just got his foot to it and played it out to Clark. And I think you said about Hladky there. I think his kicking was quite poor, Martin, in the first half. There was 2 or 3 times when he kicked it literally to nobody, and you're thinking,
went to a lot of blue shirts.
But it's a total different way that we've had to play these last 2 games because you haven't had your captain there. So he's had them 2 games out. We've taken 4 points, and we should be delighted with that, really. And he's back in.
Martin, you clocked it as well last night. Mike was saying this as well. Travis was playing really deep, wasn't he? He was almost like an extra centre half in the middle at one point.
Well, he was tasked with man marking, wasn't he? The Leicester.
Yeah, I think it was that Ricardo, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the captain.
Yeah, I watched it this afternoon. Yeah. I watched it this afternoon. There was at one stage, it was literally like we're playing with 3 centre halves because he was, he was literally
sweeper, late 90s.
Franco Baresi.
He was though, wasn't he? It was like almost. Ricardo could have crossed anywhere in that first half, and Travis would have followed him.
Yeah, we've not really seen that at all this season, have we? Where they, but I think that was to kind of, to stop the repeat of an Ellen Road, I think. But nearly everything goes through Dewsbury Hall and Mavididi, isn't it? I mean, if you stop those, I mean, look, they did. I think they did a good job on that, Ricardo. I think Travis did all right. He was probably culpable for the first goal a little bit. Even Warnock said.
Ball watching,
even Warnock said he was ball watching a bit. They kept Mavididi quiet, didn't give him really any shot options, did they? And Dewsbury Hall eventually came off. Did a good job on him, I thought.
I don't know about that. I don't know about criticising Travis when it goes through your goalkeeper's hands. I mean,
it's like Warnock said. You watch the man, not the ball. He's got his eyes on the ball. He turns, looks at the ball, and he's gone, and he plays that 1-2. I think Hladky. I think he's a little bit harsh blaming him for that goal. I think it's just one of them things.
He probably should have got it, really. But I mean, look, he's not. What was the thought? What was everyone saying in your way when Leafs put it through his net? Because obviously, Rich, you said the other day, Sunday, don't give away any stupid goals. We've just done a carbon.
I wouldn't say it's a stupid goal. I think he's a little bit unlucky. He's obviously could have got his body shape a little bit better, Matt, so he can maybe clear with his right foot.
Yeah.
But you say about Hladky, Rich, I think if you look back on the Sky, he's indicating to Hladky, I'm guessing here, just from what I'm seeing with the pictures, that he expected him to push it out, and he didn't, which is why it's
I think he's got a fingertip on it, hasn't he? I think he's got a little hand on it.
It does deviate a little bit.
Away. You've got to get that away. I mean, he's had a great game second half. You can't escape that with Hladky. That goal, that moment, for me, he is. You've
got to have stronger hands there, I think. But I think where Wolford, if that picture we showed you of where he's near the ball on our WhatsApp, you got Edmonton and Wolfenden in good position right on the edge of the 6-yard box. And the reason it goes in off Leaf is because he's actually encroached into the 6-yard box, like you say, Rich. The body shape weren't good. But you see a lot of fullbacks will run back like that. And when the ball does come across the box, you see them with their left foot just swipe it out for a corner, which is probably what he would have aimed to have done. But if you are running square, like we saw against Leeds,
he got no chance. The Leeds one was, they showed that half time. The Leeds one's a little bit different because that's just, I think that just hits him because that one, it comes across, and I think Burgess tries to sort of backheel it away, doesn't he? Yeah. He misses it and it hits him. Whereas last night, it was just a bit of a mess, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
And then you think, oh shit, 1-0 down. We've done quite well for 31 minutes. And then
we've done well.
Batten down the hatches, lads, for half time because we need to get through it.
Yeah.
So on Travis, you didn't particularly rate his performance, Rich?
I didn't think he was terrible, but I think it's, when you go away to Leicester, they're going to have more of the ball than we are.
Correct. We knew that.
I think when we go there, you know that it's the first time. Very good. Radio Orwell.
Radio Orwell Vibes Cup tonight, everybody, if you're listening.
257 Radio Orwell. It used to be, didn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
It's the first time he's obviously played with Luongo. I'm not sure how much they've trained together because they've not really said about Matt's injury, So he wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible, but I thought as a team we really struggled. We struggled to get control of the ball, and we struggled. You know what you're getting with Caden, but we didn't have a focal point, Gov, to get that ball up the pitch, and then someone gets hold of it, and then brings other players into it. And first half, I think you're probably going to be quite happy when we haven't played well, and we're only a goal down going in at half time because you've got the chance to get in the dressing room. You can have a talk, you can change a few things. And does Kieran get into him a little bit, Matt, or is that Martin Pert? Because he comes across really nice, McKenna, but has he got that little bit of devil in him? That
I imagine so.
I think he has, and he probably might have said a few home truths, like we've got where we are by being a really good team. Don't go out there and basically not lay a glove on them. Let's believe a little bit, and that's what we done second half. We believed a little bit. We pressed them higher up the pitch, didn't we? We didn't give them. It was harder for them to play out,
Three corners in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Look, we didn't create a lot. We can't sit here and say we created a great deal because we didn't. We got in some really good positions, and then it was like there was one where Broadhead had a chance to slip Wes in, Martin, and he took the shot. There's another one, like the great through ball to Harry Clark.
Yeah.
And then I think he's made a bit of a poor decision there with the pullback, although they said on Sky the movement wasn't that great. So there was little times that we got in, and it was just that final little ball. But if it wasn't for Aladki, we would have lost the game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many minutes Travis clocked up for Blackburn, Matt. But yesterday's game it looked a bit of a player that hadn't had that run of games where in 20-minute periods he looked really good. Then he went off the board a little bit, and then he came back into it. Just that up and down flow of a player almost returning from an injury, if you know what I mean with that, in terms of fitness and impact on the game.
He's been. Let's not forget, he's been thrown into the deep end. So your captain and talisman Morsey missing. They brought him in on loan, where he's not been really playing that much, and thrust him in against a huge game against Sunderland. Then go to the league leaders away. So I think he's done as well as you could have hoped. I think whenever you get a really good debut from somebody at Pullman Road, and again, expectations are raised, aren't they? But I think he was obviously working to what the coaching staff had told him last night, because we've not seen anyone man mark like he did Ricardo, and then drop back into the defensive line either all season. So fair play to him. I'm sure Kieran was happy with him in the end, because we haven't lost the game. We've got a point out of it. Happy days. Fair play to him. But it'll be very interesting now to see what happens, because now Morsey comes back, doesn't he? And now you've got too many players for the two starting slots. So it'd be interesting to see what the
never have too many players. We need everybody fit and firing.
We do. And if you take it on that face value, Ricardo did very little. So in that regards, mission complete, job done from Travis one-on-one man marking,
didn't he? When Wolfie headed it straight to him, which had me spitting feathers.
Didn't have any sort of control or impact on the game, as it were.
No, absolutely.
If you're looking at it from that matchup perspective of he man marked him to a large extent, he didn't give him a sniff. Troy Deeney also mentioned Rich's comment there about the hold up man, and how we're looking at a few lads, and who Warnock tried to sign Gallagher. It turns out he mentioned on the Sky commentary. We are lacking that extra attacking player that can hold the ball up. That George Hurst, aren't we? That was evident yesterday.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did Warnock? I didn't see that bit. Did Warnock say? I knew he'd mentioned him. Did he say which club he was at when he tried to sign him?
No.
Yeah, it's interesting that to me, because if it had been at Cardiff, was he the kind of player that would have got them?
I think it probably would have been. Huddersfield.
So
if you're thinking quite recently.
So if it's Huddersfield, then it's trying to keep him. It's Huddersfield trying to keep him in the division, isn't it? Listen, I put on the Discord, we were chatting about it last night, that if Gallagher comes in and does like a Chef Kikuchi and, against the odds becomes a cult figure, fantastic. I think it would be great. But I would like someone, just like I've said on Sunday, a little bit more pedigree, a bit more experience about them, a bit more know-how to try and we are sitting second with 18 games to go to try and actually keep us in that position. It'd be Kiefer Moore for me all day. I see he come on against Liverpool.
I've been thinking like since Sunday, Matt, and I think the way we play, and Kieran, he had noted about George Hurst, about the amount of running, Martin, that he's done. He's quite a unique player. Now, I don't think, if I'm being totally honest, Matt, Kiefer Moore doesn't give you that. He's not mobile enough. He's the type of player, if you're going to get crosses in the box, I think he'll be effective. And I think Gallagher, out of the two of them,
you think he could put in the yard?
I think Gallagher is a better fit for Town, because I think he can. You need someone who's going to give that work rate. And if you look at the game last night, I'd love to know, Martin, I don't know if you can find out, how many touches of the ball did Connor Chaplin have last night? He was literally, he was anonymous. Now, I said to Ben Adams, Ben messaged me in the game last night about Broadhead. Where's this class going to tell about Broadhead? Because I said to him the other week when he'd messaged me and he said about Broadhead. And I said, class is permanent. Now, George Hurst makes Chaplin a better player. George Hurst makes Broadhead a better player. And I think sometimes you don't realise until you take that piece of the jigsaw away, Matt, you haven't got it. So
I agree. Yeah, agree with that.
And the way you play now with Caden, totally different. Caden, no disrespect to him, Caden can run all day for you. But George Hurst, for me, is quite an intelligent footballer. He knows how to hold the ball up. He can bring them others into the game. And at the minute, we just haven't got that. We just haven't got that. And if we don't get it into the building by the end of the window, I think you kiss second place goodbye.
It does feel like that. I think with that first half performance, it did feel like pieces were missing. And kind of Sky alluded to that, didn't they, in the interview they did with him after? They actually asked him directly, didn't they, about new signings and stuff, which we don't get from the local media. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, look, if they've not plucked Gallagher out of thin air, have they? They've obviously, we know the kind of homework and the level of detail that goes into scouting that we've got now because of, in Hurst, the ball did come last season. So hopefully they've got something there that they think they can play with. He's not a huge name, get that. But if he comes in and does the job, like I say, like a Chef Kikuchi, becomes really popular with the fans, scores vital goals in vital matches, brilliant.
And you're at that stage. You're at that stage now where I know he's got 6 months left of his contract, and they bid about $1 million, and they turned it down. You're probably going to have to pay more, Martin, for him, because if you really want him, and which we do, we need someone, and we're desperate. We are pretty desperate now. It's ticking down. It's not going to really going to matter if they're in by Saturday for the Maidstone game, because I think he's got enough. We should have enough to get a result against them. But you have to get somebody now, and it might be somebody we haven't even thought of.
Could be, another curveball.
There might be someone out there. And
that'd be good.
It's a big shout to get 2 now, I think, because a lot of people said, and Kieran said last night, they were looking for somebody. Obviously, even when Hurst was fit, they wanted to bring in 1. But that's changed, isn't it? That type of striker that they were looking for back then when Hurst was fit, because now you need that replacement for him. And
you need option A, don't you? Not option.
Yeah, exactly. Where you probably could, you probably could have had like maybe a Premier League young player, Martin, like we had Scarlett. It could have been somebody like that. Whereas now, it does need to be. I do agree with Matt. It needs to be someone a bit seasoned, who knows what he's doing, who's played in this league. And this is why do we go to Europe?
Gallagher does bring you that though, Rich. He has done a lot of games for Blackburn, and I think he records something like 1 in 4.
Yeah, he's got some goals, but it's not all about the goals, is it? Because we've said that with George Hurst.
Like you say, makes people better players. So, I do agree with that.
And Mark Ashton, they're working their finger to the bone to get this over the line. Don't let anybody think that they're not trying to get somebody in, because they are, and it's hard. It's really difficult. But
they're not sitting there watching this morning thinking, should we make them calls now?
But where we are now, we're going into February. January's out of the way. We've had all these tough games we played. Leeds twice we played, Leicester twice. We're still second. We are still second with 18 games to go, and this is a massive... Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a crossroads, Martin, for the football club, but it's a massive opportunity you know, that might not come along again. But and we are massively up against it when you look at Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, their squads, and what they could probably pay and all this. But we're still.
It does feel like a crossroads to me, actually. A little bit like that, you know, McCarthy when we'd beaten Brentford. It does feel like that. I mean, look, if we would rewind back to the summer, if we'd told anyone going into February the 3rd away at Preston would be second with, was it 58 points? Sandwiched between Leicester, Southampton, and Leeds just below. I mean, bloody hell, dreamland. So I just hope we can, you know, I just hope we can get the personnel in that's going to help us get over the line. 'Cause it's been a gargantuan effort. Fantastic effort from everybody.
And there was, I think Troy Deeney said, didn't he, Martin, after the game last night? I don't know if you see it, when he said about you're going to need someone. There's like some games he was saying, like them games away. Like when you get promotion, you have them games when you win away from home 1-0. You know, you haven't played well, and you probably think, how did we get out of that? But if we're going to get, I was speaking to Craig today, if we're going to get out of this league, if we rewind to the sort of this stage last year, when you're looking at the fixtures and you're thinking, we had Bolton, we had Derby, we had Peterborough, and we had Barnsley away, didn't we? And everyone thinking, geez, that's some really hard games. What, we won all 4?
Yes.
We didn't concede a goal. We've done this before, Martin. I know we're in a different division, and people say now, Martin and Matt, don't they, muscle memory. That's what we've got.
Yeah.
Because we know that we've done it once, and I know we're playing at a high level now, but the players will know we've done that last year. We're more than capable of doing it, but there's going to be games here where, you know, over Christmas when we drew the Norwich game, the QPR, and the Stoke game. If we're gonna get top 2 now, I think the home form takes care of itself, because I think not many teams are going to come to Portman Road and turn us over. I think we'll win a lot of them games. It's when you go to your Prestons and your Millwalls. If you want to get out of this division and finish in the top 2, you've got to go to them places and you've got to win now.
Yeah, definitely. 23 touches, by the way. 23 touches.
Yeah, there you go. So he didn't really get in the game, did he, last night, Connor? He had that half chance first half, didn't he, when it got cut back and I think it bobbled and it went over the bar. But yeah, I think you need to
look after him a little bit, don't they? Like he went for a little spell. I think it was Cardiff. They like double marked him, didn't they? Even though we ended up beating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know he's the danger man. Just like we knew, like Travis was looking out at Ricardo. They knew that if, you know, all roads go through Chaplin for us.
Lisa, the great cruncher, more hangs around the box, needs to throw to his head or feet. Gallagher runs off the ball and chases down. Wilson, look at the build-up play prior to our goal. McKenna ball came back and the belief on how we play. Very
was
good.
it like 41 touches of the ball, I think, for that goal? It starts with Wolfie, doesn't it, when he wins the header down the right-hand side and he nods it back to Palaki, and that's where it goes.
And that's where it starts.
From there. Awful goalkeeping, though. Let's talk about their goalkeeper. We can all bag Halaki and say, "Oh, we should have saved." We spoke before.
I think for the first half, we're having a little sort of conversation about Halaki. Second half, man of the match, star performer. But yeah, their goalkeeper, Rich. I know you had a lot to say before we went live on their goalkeeper.
Well,
he's lively. Hermanson.
Martin said the touch he took in that first half, it was like he was wearing bloody rubber. Like what does Mike say?
Oh yeah,
rubber boots. He was very lucky to get away with that one. He had another one in the second half, didn't he, where he was on the touchline and I think it just sort of rolled out. He nearly got caught.
And he should save the goal, let's be honest.
But I think he brought a lot of pressure on for them. I don't know what you think, Matt. The last 15 minutes, they'd done the same at Portman Road. A lot of pissing about, passing it around at the back. Yeah. And I think Leicester were happy with 1-0. As they were at Portman Road.
Yeah, they seem quite content doing that, don't they? And just sort of passing the ball around and stat padding, basically.
But the goal, I think it's... Well, Warnock was saying... he's hit it fairly hard, hasn't he? But I think he's took a little nick in it, a little deflection. He's obviously gone the wrong way. Palmed it straight down the middle. He should save the rebound. He goes straight over it. He goes straight over it.
Throw your cap on it.
Yeah, Chris Hall was fuming at a Baggies reject to score the goal. He thought we'd get a shellacking.
Well, he's magic, you know. He is magic. It should have been saved, but
doesn't matter.
Johnny on the spot, weren't he? He followed it in. When that goes in, you're looking where we were. Obviously, we were on the side. You're looking at the lino, thinking, "Oh, I hope he's not offside." You know, you sometimes look for the flag to go up. Isn't it? Yeah, he's a couple of yards on, and he's. Look, it's not an easy finish because he's waiting for that ball to come down, isn't it? And he's connected quite well. I still think the goalie should save it, but do we care? No, we don't. And when that went in, you think
Mike Woods floated the stat to me. Is that the first Jeremy to ever score for Ipswich Town? Must be. I can't think of any other Jeremys.
He's not. Doesn't sound like he comes from Ecuador, though, does he? when you hear him speak,
Yeah,
spoke very well. I
heard
listened to
him
his
speak.
interview. No, listen to his
heard
interview. He was delighted. He's got some great teeth, Matt. Got some great teeth, isn't he? Very white. Very white.
Very good. Must be on the Colgate Total or something. Yeah, very good. I got you.
AD Crouch has done what you did there, Rich. Not quite.
I didn't watch it in the morning. Colin watched. I think Colin done the same. He watched it when he got home.
Could not resist watching the second half when I got home from Leicester at 1 a.m. I was absolutely buzzing. AD Crouch, remember for 19 months. AD, we love you. And Dominic Dean, also a new member. Appreciate you, Dominic. If you want to sign up like Dominic has, hit the join button or head to code 5499 and you get access to the Discord, which these two are always talking about. You won't catch me talking about it because for that I'd have to be in there.
But the subs were key, weren't they? Subs were key, weren't they, last night?
Good subs.
They were. They were key, yeah. But how about Harness, first of all? Obviously,
Didn't think he had a great game.
No, because James says here, I like Harness, but he isn't good enough to be a starter.
He's another one. If you want to go up that next level, I don't think he'll come on the journey with us. I think he's done really well this season.
We said that in League One.
Yeah, but I think he's done really well. But now you, I didn't think he had a great game last night. Give the ball away a bit cheaply. Gives away. He didn't get booked last night, but he's always a bit niggly, isn't he?
Perhaps he misses playing with Hurst or Morsey or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you got a bit more of a connection with some players that maybe were absent last night. But I wouldn't, I didn't think he'd step up to the Championship, Harness. I said that, but he has, and where would we be without him? Do you know what I mean? In terms of that Birmingham game, got us back in it. So look, he's not a robot, is he?
None of them are. I don't think he'd have played last night. If you listen to McKenna, I think Jeremy was going to start, but I think he got a bit of a knock against Sunderland. And that was why, otherwise, he'd have been. I think he probably would have started. Kieran said. I think he starts Saturday, didn't he? I think he could cause some havoc against Maidstone on Saturday, whoever their right back is. I think watching him, you might think, bloody hell. Not looking forward to facing him.
Get an early night Friday night.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's tough, isn't it? Because without George Hurst, it's really hard to sort of critique the front four performance because there's such a fluid four normally that work off each other and it's all built to the strengths of each other that it's really difficult to take a Hurst out and bring a Jackson in who's a different striker.
Well, it was, and you're right there, Martin, because even look, it was kind of like hands to the pump, wasn't it? Because even Wes went into that middle role at one point, was even on the left flank at one stage. In the first half.
Middlesbrough will not be going to Wembley.
No,
the dream is over. 3-0.
Oh, it's not even half time yet, is it?
39 minutes in. Game over.
Shame.
Lucky boys.
Themselves with a 10th place finish in the Championship instead.
Yeah, but I think that just goes to show that it was all hands to the pump needs must, because even like Wes is over on the left hand side at one point trying to kind of back up for Jackson and stuff. Just goes to show that we are missing probably a couple of key players there. Look, we've talked about getting transfers in, right? But let's hope they stay fit. Do you know what I mean?
And on Jackson,
all our eggs in one basket here a little bit.
What he misses in quality, you never get a bad shift from Caden Jackson.
No,
he leaves everything on that football field. You never walk away from the ground, Rich, thinking
he's a footballer. That's the bare minimum, running around. Don't make him good enough, does it?
If you put the last 6 weeks, I'm not saying it makes him good enough. I'm saying if you put, not every player gives that perception 100% of the time.
Well, like Ladapo, you mean?
Body language.
I didn't say any names.
Body language. Yeah, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting from Caden.
That's why Caden's still at the club and Ladapo isn't, I think. For those very reasons. You need that in the Championship, like we said before.
And why is he a survivor? In terms of being,
I still don't think he's good enough for the Championship.
Did you think he was good enough the first time around?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't. Talking about being good enough, subs. I've got Phil and Craig waiting. I'll bring them in just a second. But subs first of all. Start with my boy, if that's all right, Jack Taylor. Because Dominic says, if we have Travis, Mass and Morsey, does Taylor have a future? I thought Taylor was excellent when he came on last night. One of you two want to take the lead? How did you see?
He's different, isn't he? Because he always plays forward. And you know what you're getting from Jack Taylor. And you get, look, I wouldn't say he doesn't have a future because Travis is only a lone player.
Yeah.
Luongo's not getting any younger.
But is Taylor in this system going to give you what they give you? Now we know, look, Travis is still new, so we can't really pass judgment just yet. But we've seen enough of Luongo to know what an impact he has. He's all over the pitch. I don't know, but he's tough tackling. I don't see that in Taylor particularly. I've seen it in glimmers. I don't know. He just seems like he should be further forward. In this system, I don't think he has got a future with us at the moment. I like him, but I just don't think the system suits him.
Yeah, but there's times like last night when you're 1-0 down and then you bring him on because you have to change things up, don't you?
Yeah.
Maybe not starting all the time.
Him on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought he done all right. It gives you
long shot option.
It's something different from your midfielders that you've got. You know, a lot of them they are they're safe players, aren't they? They keep the ball. It's like Morsey in them tricky like areas. Taylor's got the legs to get forward, hasn't he?
I did say to Mike at half time, I'd have bought Taylor on at half time just for that long shot threat because that looked like the only time we were going to score. Ironically, it's Luongo. It's the long shot, and we scored with Sarmiento. But yeah,
I mean, he's not got. I think that's really harsh saying he's not got a future. I think that's.
Well, I think that's the question, really. Put forward to you two.
But has he got a future in this system, though? And if McKenna suddenly decides
I think
he's going to play a diamond or whatever, that encourages him to move further forward and catch, link him with champions.
He's only young. He can learn.
He's like 24, isn't he?
Let's break it down, right? So he's a young player that's got plenty of room to grow into what is the good potential there. He can play on multiple positions, which in the FFP world is brilliant to have because it means you can identify one position and not have to go and get 2 or 3 players. You've got one player that can play 2 or 3 positions. And he offers something different to that midfield, an energy, a buzz. And yesterday, I thought when he came on, I don't know how you saw it in the stadium, Rich, when he got on the ball, he was really wanting to get on the ball, hungry to get on the ball, and then looking to spray those passes and get us moving.
We do have to realise, Matt, we've got the best young coach in the country. So if anyone's going to improve, he's the man to improve. He's improved everybody at this football club.
I don't disagree. But the question was, has he got a future? I don't think he has in this system. He's got a great future ahead of him. He's a great player. But I just don't see it in that too. I just don't see it. I don't think the tools that he brings to the table are not being applied in how we play.
There'll be opportunities. But I think going forward now, when everybody's fit, he's going to go back to his tried and trusted. It's going to be Luongo, and it's going to be Morsey, isn't it? I think it's hard to break that because they've been so good, for so long. But there is certain games where you get to 55, 60 minutes, like last night, and you have to try something different. You're away from home, you're 1-0 down, and he gives you that option of moving forward. He can score a goal. He's got the legs.
Against Maidstone, Rich. Why not trial him in that position against Maidstone? I mean, it's perfect. It's not a legal position.
What position? What position are you on about? Because we're not going to change how we play, Matt. This is how we play. We're not
to play him further forward. People could keep saying, he could play that chaplain role.
But do you learn something from that? If he goes and has a 10 out of 10, I live in your world, Matt. If he has a 10 out of 10 game against Maidstone, do you learn a hell of a lot? No disrespect to Maidstone, they might beat us on Saturday, but do you learn a lot from that?
Well, probably not because you're playing a non-league team, and and fair respect to them because they're doing great. But I just know Taylor just feels shackled to me in that system. I'd like to see be able to express himself more. Look, he don't express himself any more than those long shot goals he's got. I mean, they're fantastic, absolute worldies. I just feel like in that too, he is shackled there, and I feel sorry for him because I do think he's a good player, but he ain't going to be shifting Morsey and Luongo out.
But he scored how many goals he scored? 4 or 5? He scored his goals from playing in that role. He ain't going to play a 10. He's not going to play a 10. You've got Chaplin, you've got Amari who can play there, you've got Sarmiento who can play there. You're not going to play Jack Taylor in a 10.
All I'm saying is we keep having a conversation. He needs to play further forward. Playing a non-league team on Saturday in the FA Cup.
We don't need to have the conversation because we're not the manager. That's Kieran McKenna, and he's the one who makes the decision.
Well, he clearly watches this show because he was going to start Sarmiento on my advice.
Yes, I'm sure that was what it was. Amari, Matt, obviously, Rich just mentioned there, came on as the 10. I thought it was excellent, got on the ball, and pace really hurt teams towards the end of the games. How did you see Amari's performance before I bring Craig in?
Yeah, great. I think all of the substitutions, and I'm including Taylor in that as well, had an impact on the game in terms of being able to keep the press, to keep pressing Leicester to force the equalizer. I mean, you're bringing on some real speed merchants there, aren't you, Amari and Sarmiento? Yeah, excellent. He's such an impact player for you. brilliant off the bench. Ditto Broadhead. Again, we said on Sunday the default option for this game from the bench is going to have to be speed, because Rich, you rightly said Caden Jackson was starting. He did, and then the subs that came on, those 3 subs, Broadhead, Amari, and Sarmiento, just bring you that in bucket load. So great, and I think that probably they're pretty slow at the back, aren't they? That Fass and
Dominic, don't say that. I did see last night that Vicky had tweeted. Vicky had tweeted about Town wouldn't score, and if they scored, she'd get a tattoo on her backside. So, is there any tattooists in Leeds? Obviously, Vicky could be visiting. Gov's muted himself.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry, I was coughing. I was having a coughing fit. Right. Joining us now is Sky Sports TV sensation.
Here he is. Look, he loves it, doesn't he?
Craig Chapman. Who?
Here we go.
Right.
All right, Craig.
Here he is, look.
I was very angry, wasn't I?
You look
very angry.
Passionate. You look passionate.
I think what it was, I think the ref was really winding me up at that point. I think, I think about 10 minutes before that, I think I actually got up and called him a shit ass with the handball. I think I just lost
not
it.
handball. Send it back. It's not handball, Craig.
No, but then I think there was a couple of other things beforehand where we felt like we
Clark
got
yellow.
All game.
The Clark yellow joke.
Luongo yellow.
Yeah.
Joke.
Yeah. But then saying that though, the Clark yellow, I have had people that have said to me that they think it's red.
No,
so
it's not red.
Really?
I don't think
Well, they
I've
fans.
I've had like neutrals, sort of 2 or 3 that watched it. But yeah,
just quickly, while you're talking, can you stand up for me?
Yeah, mate, it's the best thing ever. You got to get one.
Do you know what that is, Martin? What do they call them?
Is it Snoody?
Udi.
Snood?
It's an Udi.
Yeah, Udi.
An Udi.
It's an Udi.
Was it like a dressing gown?
Yeah. It's a massive dressing gown.
It's massive, huge. Yeah, fluffy, it's lovely.
You look good in one of them, Gov.
You would, yeah, Martin. That'd suit Martin, I think.
Yeah.
You'd disappear in the one you would, because we'd have to get the size right for you, wouldn't we? Because otherwise, bloody hell, you'd be bloody drowned.
I do feel the cold. I shiver in the winter. Something terrible. I hate it. Where'd you get it from? Just out of interest?
Ipswich shop.
Yeah, I ain't getting it from fucking there. I ain't got the money. Anyway.
Never seen Martin go in there, ever. Never been in there.
Second mortgage. Right, Craig, your thoughts on last night?
Yeah, I can't work out whether I think it was negative from the get-go or whether it was part of a master plan. I can't make my mind up. I think at half-time, I thought it was really negative. I thought we looked like we just gone there to shut up shop and get a point. And then second half with the changes, it just breathed life into us. And we just looked so much more dangerous. We, I think first half, we struggled, didn't we, really, to get... I think Burns was the one first half that looked our brightest sort of spark. Apart from that, we've sort of... I don't... Someone rang up TalkSport yesterday saying that they thought it could have been 3 or 4 at half time, which I don't really agree with.
It wasn't Brian.
No, it weren't boring Brian. No, it weren't Bitter Brian. Someone else. He was actually an Ipswich fan. And
have you heard him, Matt? Have you heard it yet, Brian?
I've heard a bit of Brian.
The great one, the best one was there was a guy called Sam on, wasn't there, Craig, who came on when Brian was on, and he come out with a phrase. I was chuffed as nuts with the point, and Cundy and O'Hara. What? Apparently it's a Suffolk phrase, so Colin tells me.
Why did Brian have the ump so much? This is what I'm trying to work out. He couldn't deal with the 89th minute equaliser.
Where did he get his 4 red cards from?
Brian did say, Brian was on last season, Matt, apparently, and he came on and Jason Cundy said, well, you come on last season and said you weren't going to watch football again now Leicester got relegated. And then he came on and what did he say about McKenna? He didn't like McKenna, did
arrogant. He called him arrogant.
He got an arrogance about him. And then they questioned him on it, and apparently he was like, well, I just know that he is. And they were like, well, you don't. I think O'Hara...
Come on, Brian.
O'Hara played under him. So when he was at Spurs, I think he coached O'Hara, I think. So O'Hara said, well, I've been managed by him and I think he's brilliant and he's a lovely, lovely guy. So I know that you're wrong. And he was like, no, I'm not wrong. Just weren't having it.
I had a few people message me last night, Craig, saying we should get Brian on to take on the Fisherman. Brian versus the Fisherman.
That'd be box office.
It'd be like that old Harry Hill, wouldn't it? You just got to fight. Just fight out amongst
Yeah.
yourselves.
Yeah.
But that'd be gold. That'd be TV gold, wouldn't it? That would
Brian, give your head a wobble. That's what Mike would say.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, I'd love that.
But no, but I think all in all, I thought obviously it's a brilliant point. Because I think it feels like a victory, doesn't it? I think we left that stadium.
God, yeah, any equalizer. Yeah.
And yeah, so I think obviously we've got a 2-week break now. Obviously Morsey will be back for Preston away, and I think like me and Richard spoke, we need a bit of momentum now. We've just got to carry it on. So we've got to go away to Preston and win, and then
as we did in pre-season, of course.
Yeah, and obviously I think the key with Preston is I think if we can keep that Miller quiet, we'll be all right. I think he's their danger man. He looks dangerous.
Kane.
But yeah, I thought last night. I don't know what more you can expect from that performance last night. It was everything that I thought it would be at times. I think we had to stick in the game and stay sort of resolute. And then as the game went on, we sort of grew in a bit of confidence. And I think we realised that actually we can get at them. We started closing down more. And I think there was one point. In the second half where the keeper he sort of dilly-dallied with it, and it went out for a corner in the end. And you could just see that momentum just swung in the ground. It was quiet. Second half, and like Rich said, the first 5 minutes we come out. I think we had 3 corners. Burns had his shot that was tipped over, and that was more than what we'd done in the first 45. And I thought first half. But then there was a.
I was going to say, Craig, they've got a funny mindset, Leicester, haven't they? In terms of I think because they used to just bowling teams over there, they seem just quite content to sit on the 1-0, don't they? There was no sort of great ambition to pepper our goal, particularly in the second half, and make it 2-3.
I don't think they really peppered our goal first half. I think
really?
we limited them to shots from distance. And then the own goal was unlucky. I think Leaf could have been side on maybe. And I was always taught as an attacker, you got to predict that the ball's going to come to you. Even if there's a defender in front of you, be ready. And you could question whether Leaf should have been ready. That if Halaki did go through him, he was there to clear it, maybe. But then that's been harsh, I would say. There's not much he can do.
They said that on Sky, actually. They said if we're being hypercritical, then we get into what we were discussing earlier.
Yeah, he could have been side on and sort of cleared it back that way. But it's probably an easier clearance than the Leeds one, like Richard. I think the Leeds one, obviously, was pouring with rain. The surface was slippery. And I think, to be fair, if Burgess hadn't got a touch on it, I don't think it would have hit Leaf. I think Burgess has brought it back in towards Leaf's direction, and it's just hitting. But you can see when he as soon as it hits his knee, before it's even gone over the line, you can just see he just knows that he's just got that picture on his face, like Christ, not again. I thought we did well. I think considering we played Travis and Luongo in there together, who obviously haven't played together. It's the first game. And I thought we did all right. And I thought the subs, personally for me, I would have started with Broadhead up front. But
yeah, I thought that as well.
I just thought when Broadhead came on up top, he's got more of a footballing brain. So I thought we linked the play up better. So Sarmiento and Hutchinson, they then had someone to play off. They were getting the 1-2s in, and they were playing off the angles, off of Broadhead. And I think Jackson, as much as like obviously Martin said and obviously Rich said, he's a willing runner. But then when he gets the ball, for me, he hasn't got a footballing brain to do the right thing with it. I think there was a time second half where he got the ball out. I think he was on the left channel, and Davies is going on the overlap. And rather than sort of slowing his run down, bringing the defender in and then playing Leaf down the line, he's run with Leaf all the way down the line. And then he's checked back, and obviously Leaf's not there because he's gone round him. So he's gone back to Mass. And it's just little bits where I think, and obviously Kieran must think Broadhead could do a job, because obviously the games he has towards the end of the games, he's moved him up there. He did it at Wimbledon. Obviously he's done it again last night. So I'd like to see him start there, because the other thing as well, you want to make way for Sarmiento to come in. Because like I think Chris said at the time, he's surely we've not signed him on the basis that he's going to be a bit part player. So he's going to play games. Start games.
Exactly. He was a bit part player at West Brom. Yeah, exactly.
Well, looking at him at the minute, I would say he's an upgrade on Broadhead.
As in
for
that wide left position.
For that wide left position, looking at him at the minute and the bits I've seen, even though it's been obviously we haven't seen a lot, he looks to me an upgrade because I think he's the problem with Broadhead and I spoke to Rich about it obviously, and the reason why I think Harness plays more away from home is because Harness's ball retention is better than Broadhead. Broadhead has a tendency where he always looks like he's chasing the ball, that he's never fully got it under control. And I think the turnover with Broadhead is the numbers are quite high. I think at home you can get away with it because you're playing on the front foot. But when you're going away to teams that you think maybe you're not going to dominate the ball as much, I think Kieran probably thinks that Harness is a better set of hands to actually keeping hold of the ball to relieve pressure. Yeah. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, people could agree and not agree, but I just think Broadhead, he is sloppy on the ball. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Broadhead is one of them that he could be poor for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and he's got that bit of class. And he's brilliant. But I think throughout a game, there's not many games when I've seen Broadhead playing, I've gone, he's been fantastic for 90 minutes. Yeah, but individual moments
I'm with Matt
class.
in that regard, whereas he says Broadhead's our best player. He's got to start every match.
That's great.
I wouldn't go best player, but I would start him with fit.
Yeah, but if he's your best player, see, for me, I would say your best players are Chaplin and Morsey because they're the ones that 9 times out of 10 play home and away. Broadhead, there's been quite a few games this season. Broadhead hasn't started,
but also
he hasn't played. So,
like, talking of Broadhead there, and I think I said to you last night, Craig, when we see the lineups, we've got no Hurst. Jackson's hardly prolific. You've taken one of your goal scorers out your team as well. I think is he just behind Chaplin, isn't he, Martin? I think he's got 8 this season.
8, yeah.
I think he's got 5 or 6 assists. So I can see why he done it in a game against Leicester because obviously you're not going to have as much of the ball. But when you go to teams like Preston and Millwall, we really should be. Yeah, we really should be on the front foot then. Anyway, Craig's highlight last night, guys, was he loved the light show before the game. They done a great light show. Very good.
Look good.
Very good. It's like one of them things you said, Craig, didn't you? A lot of people say, that's a bit tin pot, you know. If you do it at your own ground, if you've done that at Portman Road, we'd all love it.
We'd all love it. They had a brilliant, obviously at both ends, they had the obviously the screens, and they had the picture of the fox's eyes. And
I saw that, yeah.
The pupils were bright blue.
Bit Kasabian blaring out, Matt.
Of course,
but
local lads.
The TV doesn't do it justice because when you're actually in the ground, those obviously screens are massive, and that picture it's impressive. But they're a Premier League outfit, so like look at Ipswich. We've started getting the old flamethrowers out, haven't we? When we're on Sky around the ground.
You get your eyebrows. It's all about it. Go up where you sit, wouldn't you? Can you feel that heat?
Certainly can feel the heat.
Yeah, don't warm up in the winter. Give Ashton a call. Can you get them flamethrowers out every game, please?
Yeah, and then the whole 90 minutes, please. Just keep throwing them up every 5.
I've got a question, Craig, before you go. Did the little fella make the school bell this morning?
He did. I woke him up at 8:15 and he walked through the school gate at 8:32. So we had a 17-minute turnaround.
That's impressive.
But I did say to him, he didn't want to, but I did say to him, obviously, if you don't, your mum won't let you go ever again. So he was like, as soon as he knew that, he was up and he was out. So
good luck like that.
So yeah.
Well
question
done.
for you,
turnaround.
All right.
Obviously, I see Colin put in the chat saying about Kieran not being obviously not as good as Bobby. But would you say if we got top 2 this season, is that the greatest achievement of a Town manager?
Well,
say no.
because of obviously I know obviously other previous managers have obviously won UEFA Cup, FA Cup, big trophies.
Back promotions.
But maybe back in the day, it was obviously more of a level playing field. Now with the money and the golf in sort of the attributes that obviously Sunderland would him finishing top 2 after being literally just promoted from League One, is that the greatest achievement of a League One manager?
Well, I think it's quite funny because last night they were singing, it was a bit of back and forth with the Leicester fans, and we were singing Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Then the Leicester fans come back, Matt, with Champions of Europe, you weren't even born, which is a really good point because a lot of fans weren't. But off the back of that, there'll be certain fans who, like, well, obviously they see when we won the FA Cup and the UEFA Cup under Bobby, and they'll probably say that's the greatest achievement. But for a lot of fans, I mean, who've not even seen that, who are younger, they'd have to say this would be. I said to you earlier, Craig, to get top 2 now, with the form that Southampton are on, you've got Leeds on it. It will take a monumental effort, I think, to get inside them top two. If we do, I think that'll be probably the greatest achievement I've seen since I've been following Town. Honestly, I think it will be. With the three teams, Matt, that have come down as well, because you're not going to have every year teams that come down. They're obviously going to have the parachute money, but they're not going to be as good a teams as Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton, are they?
It would be phenomenal if he does that, back-to-back promotions.
Yeah.
I don't like comparing kind of achievements through the ages. Do you know what I mean? But it will be phenomenal. I mean, statue-worthy, innit, in years to come.
But it'd be phenomenal whatever happens this season. If we get
really
top two, if we get in the playoffs, if we win the playoffs, even if we don't, we should all just understand the job that he's doing. It's an incredible job. And we should be lucky that we all wanted this, didn't we? When we started this podcast, obviously we had some fucking falling asleep watching the Rochdale game, Matt. This is what we all want, and this is all what you dream of when you're supporting your football team. We are being talked about. But with being talked about, you've got your eyes on your manager. So we should just enjoy Kieran while he's here, because he won't be here forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great question, Craig. Thank you for asking it. Thanks for coming on as well. Thanks ever so much.
Cheers, Craig. All the best, mate.
Great question. Really, really good question. Almost as good as Stowmarket Osteopaths, ladies and gentlemen. Stowmarket Osteopaths, based where? In Stowmarket. Give Freddie a call on 01449 613 633. Tell him the Govers sent you out. I go there myself. Can't speak highly enough of the service.
If you're playing right back for Maidstone on Saturday, you might want to visit there on the way home after Jeremy Sarmiento's played against us.
On the way home,
good luck,
before, half an hour before kickoff, just give Freddie a call.
I see Max says there, I think this, if we do go out, this beats the 92 team because of parachute money. That's a hard one, because I love that 92 team, Matt. I think you know that. And I think that's a massively underrated team.
Very good team.
You have to look back then. You had Blackburn Rovers who had a lot of money under Jack Walker.
Yeah. Newcastle was in there.
But it's, I think if we did get top two with the teams that have come down with their wealth, I think it probably would be a better achievement than 92. But long way to go.
Absolutely. £10 super chat from Matt Stannard. Appreciate that. Talking to Matt Stannard, he posted the Match Bingo potential jingle earlier. Oh, ho, ho, it's magic. You know. Go on, sing it for me. It's magic, you know.
Winning with Match Bingo.
Love it. We can elaborate on that. That's pretty good. It's a good start, that, Matt.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to be in the lower key. It's a little bit too high for you.
Say what now? I've never really gotten on board with other than really bad singing of music.
Who sang that song, Matt? Who sung that song?
Can you sing it in a low key for me?
I don't know who sung that song. Who does sing that song? Pilot.
Yeah, I've got it here on that. I've sent it to the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Can you sing it in a low key for me?
I'm not gonna do that here, obviously. No.
Oh right, no.
I probably could.
Auto tune for that.
No. There's no auto tune on my recordings, but it might have been a little bit.
Wait, there wasn't. What was it?
I don't know. I didn't get involved in the production.
What, the singing or the writing? Right. Were you miming by any chance? Was the guitar even plugged in that you were playing?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, I'm not hardly Jimi Hendrix, but it was.
You've got a great cardigan on as well. I'm thinking that, haven't you? You've got a really good cardigan.
What, on Christmas telly?
Yeah, it's great.
Norwegian
I love
Net.
I love Christmas. Is it Norwegian Net, was it? Oh.
The Norwegian Net. Filmed in July, that video. Yeah.
Check out Ghost Station on YouTube if you want to go and find out what we're talking about.
Right, Phil. Probably on Spotify because I'll get £1, mate.
Oh, sorry. Go Spotify because then Matt gets paid and he needs the money. Phil,
what's Phil wearing? Has he got his dressing gown?
What is this? You got an Udi? Look at this. You've been down to Playboy Mansion, Phil. What's going on here? Look at that.
Nice, Phil. Good work. Did you go last night, Phil? He can't hear me.
He's lost the plot, hasn't he?
Right, Phil. The fashion show's over, mate.
Yeah, put your headphones back on. Let's talk about it.
Oh, there you go. Right. Phil, did you go last night?
No, I didn't. I watched it in the pub in the golf down Foxhall Road in Ipswich. And the place was absolutely packed.
Did you erupt? Did you erupt when Jeremy Sarmiento scored that goal, Phil?
I went absolutely fucking mental, mate.
Yeah, good lad.
Good for you. I've got a couple of incidences to talk to you about. First of all, Harry Clark's yellow card. Your thoughts on that one?
Total joke.
Elaborate on that, or just
total, absolutely total. sitting both sides of the fence. Town fan referee, total joke.
Okay.
Because he gets the ball first, Phil.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And they were saying on Sky, he better be in red card VAR if you're in Premier League.
Well, even Don Goodman said it was a yellow. But like you said, Martin, he went low, didn't he? He went low. The tackle was low. He's not gone high. He's not gone over.
I have never liked Don Goodman as a pundit when we're on Sky and he's commentating. He has never liked us, Don Goodman, ever.
I loved it. What did he say when Sarmiento scored that? Deja vu.
Must have missed that bit, but
yeah, you lost your mind then.
I'm not a fan of Don Goodman. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
All right. Massimo Luongo's yellow card.
Loved it, mate. That was absolutely brilliant. It was like running into a bloody tree trunk.
It was a bit. Yeah.
I would say he looked a bit annoyed when the referee booked him, but that was just watching that back as a replay. It was so funny. I would say he just basically ran into his shoulder and fell over.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah,
he weren't even hurt. He bounced straight back up. He didn't even have the trainer on.
It was still comedy gold.
Not a yellow, Phil. I didn't think that was a yellow.
But Rich did say Sunday when that guy Josh Smith, is it? When he referees us, we don't
lose.
Don't lose.
No.
Keep drawing, don't
5 times. I think we've won
twice.
3, drawn 2 now.
Oh, Bristol City was a victory, wasn't it? Yeah, right.
Bristol City, Southampton, Stoke, and then Norwich, and last night.
Oh, very good, excellent.
Andy Barrow says, Kieran took over what squad? Hardly any time to build what he'd like. Remarkable punching toe-to-toe with these 3 at the top of the table, which obviously builds onto the back of the question Craig asked, Phil. And I know you posted in the green room chat, no. Now's your chance to elaborate on that fantastic question from Craig.
Right.
No.
Look, I'm going to say my reasoning behind my answer of no is simply because when you think about it, I'm going to say I think we will finish the top 2 for me. I've been saying it, for months now.
Top 2 a bust, though, isn't it, Phil? So you've got to say that.
Top 2 a bust because we're not going to beat Leeds in the playoffs.
Yeah,
sadly, we're not.
I do agree. I
was about to say, Phil, you've got a winning mindset, but
look, Leeds have got us in their back pocket. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The way they play and the players they've got, and the goal power they've got. 8 goals against us in 2 games. Come on, you can't.
Who says they get through to the playoff final?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, look at them. I'm saying
inconsistent, isn't they?
Better teams than Leeds have been knocked out in the playoff semi-final.
I agree.
Are you going to let me answer the question?
I am. Sorry. Go on.
Right. No, the reason why I say no is because when you think about it, okay, I'm thinking way ahead. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I want to get way ahead of myself because I'm feeling really confident about our chances this season. Look, I'm going to say Premier League football next season. Let's see how we go. Yes, it is much more of a step up this time round than what it was, 20 years ago. 20 years ago now. And it's going to be really tough. I can't help but look at Vincent Kompany's style of play, and we do kind of play a similar way to that. And Vincent Kompany, he's kind of drowning at the moment in the Premier League. Look, if McKenna gets us up this season, which I think he will, and we go on to qualify, wait for it, qualify for European competition in the first season, then that would be an even greater achievement than what George Burley did in 2000.
Wow. What have you been smoking? Can I have some of
it? Goes with that jacket, Phil.
and back on the game last night, Phil, who sort of stood out for you in a Town shirt from your lovely position in the golf club?
Well, I'm going to say the first half wasn't great. I'm going to say, we do tend to start slowly. I think, of the games that we've played in away from, we are slow starters. The first 15, 20 minutes is a bit of a warm up for us, and then we kind of gradually impose our style of play, grow during this, second half. And we pretty much did what we did against Leicester when we played in Portman Road. I think personally for me, I think if we'd had Hurst and Morsey on the field last night, I think we win that game. For me, the way we're playing,
really,
because seriously, I think Morsey and Hurst are 2 big players for us. Probably.
But then Leicester could say they could have had Ndidi, they could have.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking,
all right, okay, all right, fine.
Both ways.
Both ways. All right, okay. Just ignore what I said then. All right. No, I'm going to say. at least I backed my team to get something from the game, unlike some people. Jesus Christ.
Well, at least I was there and you weren't, so there you go.
All right,
boys.
He had to Millwall. You going to Millwall? You going to Millwall?
No.
Oh, you shit yourself again like Leeds.
I don't blame you. I want to go
There
to
you go,
Millwall.
Colin. There's your answer. Phil Blundell will not be at the Den.
Don't listen
Look,
to him, Phil.
I'm
Don't listen
serving a
to
load.
him.
I'm serving a load of credit card debt at the moment, so I'm a bit strapped for cash. But
What's this pub you went to? It's called the Golf.
The golf.
As in a golf club?
No, just the golf pub.
Mike Woods, does he know about that, Matt?
Dunno.
He should know. He knows every pub in Ipswich.
He does. I'll float that with him.
Pretty much every table was taken by the time I got there.
What was your tipple? How many beers did you have?
Don't drink. I'm not.
Don't drink.
No, I don't drink.
Wow.
It's on the pineapple.
Well, a bit like Gov.
Designated driver.
0%.
I'm not a big drinker, if I drink at all, really. But so, what do you drink when you go to a pub, then, Phil?
Just Diet Coke or lemonade or something like that. Yeah, soft drink.
Whites.
Or
Whites.
Whites.
Lemonade.
It won't surprise you. I just have tap water because it's free.
Secret lemonade drink.
You can't walk into a pub and ask for tap water.
Oh, watch me. If
If
I
I was going for a meal, right, I'd have a drink, but I would say, can I have some tap water with it? I wouldn't just have tap water.
I'd do it.
I would have me drink.
I'd ask for a jug.
I'm still waiting for that Chinese.
Would it be cold water or tap water? Would it have to be tap water?
So about we did
it's
say
so
I'm easy with the dates. It's
Spring.
the guy up there. It's the guy up there.
Peckham Spring.
Yeah.
Gov's a hard one to tie down.
I'm
He's a very busy man.
It's a very
Busy man.
I think to answer the question, who stood out for me last night? I think a lot of us stood out last night. You know, Vaz had a very good game for us in goal last night.
Excellent.
You know, look, I thought Maz had a good game. Second, you know, he played well second half. You know, Sarmiento definitely. I thought Burns, when he got on the ball more second half, did well. We were up against it last night, and you know, we came out, you know, not smelling of dirt, but you know, we've come away from a point, and you know, I think
second place.
You're still in second place. I would say we've played most of the games now. 28 games in, second place. 11 wins from the last 18 would see us on 92 points. Regardless if we finish the top two or not, that would still be an outstanding achievement, I think, for us this season.
I think it's going to take probably
close to 100. Close to 100.
I agree with you. I think Southampton and Leeds will be in the 90s. Obviously, I think Leicester will be over 100. I think Town will be in the 90s, and it's just
it'll be an almost carbon copy of what it was in League One last season. You know, I think the third place team would probably hit 95 points, something like that.
I hope that's not asking for third place with 95.
Yeah, I hope it's not, because we ain't going to win the playoffs.
Phil, come on, get back to the winning mindset.
We're just not. It's fucking Leeds, for fuck's sake. You know, sorry, excuse me.
We might not even play them.
Sorry, excuse my French. It could be Norwich, it could be Hull, it could be Coventry.
Well,
I don't know.
The shellacking at Wembley, bring it on.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
shellacking at Wembley.
I've got my ticket for the Maidstone game.
Okay, great.
Millwall. Not Millwall, but I'll be looking at Cardiff for what I think we play Swansea on the 17th, 18th weekend.
Yeah, Swansea. Preston
I'm actually doing something else on that weekend. I'm doing some filming that weekend, so I can't do the Swansea game.
With that jacket?
I'm not going to Plymouth. Sod that. I'm not going 7,000. I've told you this before, mate. I've been to Preston a dozen or more times. I get bored with it.
Lee Bayliss's got, by the way, guys, on the Friday night. Staying at Lee Bayliss's.
What's closer from Ipswich, Preston or Plymouth?
Preston.
Is it really?
Yeah. Plymouth is more than 300. Preston's about 280.
Oh, okay. Good knowledge, Phil.
Trust me, I've done it by road.
Yeah.
A long way on the bus.
Yep.
He's a long way on the bus.
That's a lot. Colin needs more than 6 rolls if he's going to Plymouth.
He does.
He'll have to double up there.
My bag.
He does. Phil, last night, Wolfie, Fridge, talk to me about him, because we've not had an in-depth conversation yet about those two.
I thought Wolfie had a stellar game last night. I thought Wolfie, you know, he earned his tomatoes last night.
Other than the header to Ricardo in the box.
Is that saying earned his tomatoes, not earned his stripes?
Potatoes.
Earned his stripes.
Stripes, whatever.
A publican cannot refuse anyone requesting tap water by law.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Nigel.
Knowledge, Nigel.
Designated drivers.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's.
I was going to say, I was hoping to get a shout out with Craig tonight. You know, having seen him, you know, watching the pub with his boy. That was a nice thing to see. Yeah. It's Sky Sports TV sensation now, Phil.
Very angry. Very angry. Phil. We've got to still him. We got a still of him looking very angry. You never know that Town have just equalised. I thought the refs just sent off Massimo Luongo. He looks very angry.
I wonder. I'm just going back to Nigel's comment here. I wonder, could you ask for ice in that water as well and not be refused?
Yeah.
I want
Do you have ice in yours, Gov?
with ice.
Do you have ice in a slice?
Don't water it down.
Yeah, I'd ice
Just a slice will be fine. Just a slice for me, it'll do.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
Do you like
Ice in some
sparkling
things is
water,
fine.
Phil?
Huh?
You sparkling water, man? Sparkling water?
Not really, nah.
Really?
Oh,
Nah, it drives me
Very
mouth
good.
out.
The tap water nowadays, you need a water filter, Gov, with that, because sometimes your water tastes a bit not that good, does it, out of the tap?
Miracle water's like that.
tastes always fun out of my tap, mate. Don't make you.
Slow market
your
water.
taps.
Slow market spring.
Mate.
Stone Spring is Gov making a killing there, is he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The back room. The back room. Does it glow in the dark?
In the church car park. Come and get your Slow Market Springs. Your bottles.
I think Cardiff could be the next game we go to. That's in March. Depending on who we
I'm
get.
not going to that. I'm not going to that, Phil. I won't be. That's probably the only away game I'll miss between now and the end of the season.
Liverpool away in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
Well, there you go.
Like
That's
that.
a Wednesday night, Phil. Did you know that?
Wednesday
Wednesday
night,
the 28th
Well,
of Feb.
I'll have the Thursday off work, I'm sure. I'm allowed that.
What are you thinking, Maidstone, score-wise?
Maidstone 4-1, 4-0.
You're going to give them a goal. That'd be good.
Well, we always concede at Portman Road. I say
I've got a question for you, Phil. You're going to the game. Will
yeah.
you be buying a half and half scarf?
No.
Just asking. You can get a match badge as well. They're doing a match badge.
I've got this. Keep me warm.
One of my big regrets in life was not getting a half and half scarf at the San Siro. The Ipswich.
Oh, I've got that. I've got the half Ipswich Inter Milan scarf upstairs in my bedroom when we played them at home, because that's the game.
Oh no, I want the San Siro one. Yeah,
the Alan Armstrong goal winner. 1-0. Yeah.
Were you at that game, Phil? Did you go?
Yep. Went that one. Yep.
One of the great goals, though, wasn't it?
Yep.
Fridge and Wolfie then? Or we're just gonna...
Oh, sorry.
He said he had his tomatoes.
Immense. Look, I was feeling. Look, by half time, I was expecting the Jamie Vardy show late on second half. Came on for like 10, 15 minutes and thinking, shit, we've had it. But no, all credit to his. Look, him and Fridge, they had very good games last night.
How old's Jamie Vardy now? Is he 37?
37, yeah.
Not a great reception when he come on. Just the cry of Rooney from the away end, obviously.
I think, look, I would say nowadays it's just difficult giving a man of the match award to any Town player because, when we play well and get the result, get 3 points, whatever. You might as well give half the team man of the match award because that's how well they're playing as a group.
Character.
Obviously they're working hard in training, and McKenna, the confidence and belief that he instills in the players must be absolutely magnificent. If I was a football player in that squad, I'd like to think, being trained under McKenna, I'd probably feel the same way.
What would your position be, Phil? Where would you play?
Right back.
Oh, brilliant.
Right back.
Harry Clark. Harry Clark coming down the wing.
I would say when I was younger, it was either right back, sort of a defensive central midfield holding position,
Utility man.
Get him in.
Or wide right on the right hand side of the field.
Were you quick?
I was a very good, very quick short distance runner. So sprinting I was pretty good at sprinting when I was in high school. I think I was in the top 3 in my year.
Sportsman, you, Phil.
So I was a short distance sprinter.
So you're a top 3 in your year?
I think at Kesgrove I was in the top.
Is athletics a sport, Gov? Is athletics a sport?
Yeah, it's a sport.
I think out of about 160 in the year, I was probably in the top 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got Phil
over 100 meters.
Over
100 meters, I was in the top 5. One of the quickest. Yeah.
Where's Phillips playing?
Lino.
Where would you be, Matt? Where would you be? Me and Gov as centre half. So you're not getting by
left back in the change room.
I'd be the Dennis Wise, biting ankles.
Nasty little 5-footer. That's what I used to call that.
Yeah, moaning at people. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. So, anything else? One last thing before I let you go.
You
haven't got anything. That's fine.
I listened to that bit of Brian on Talksport. That was funny.
Great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was funny. It was he blamed the goalkeeper for it was our own goal. our goalkeeper scored an own goal, wasn't it? Innit?
He was blaming Vestergaard. What did he say? I
Yeah.
can't remember what he called him. He was like, he played for Southampton when we beat him 9-0.
You see, the problem with Brian, he's had too much success, hasn't he? Because he's seen him in the Premier League, he's seen him in the FA Cup, now he's seen him get relegated. He's got the Raven ump.
He's seen him in the Champions League.
Yeah, now he's got the ump, because they're drawing with us. Oh well.
Yeah,
He'll
well,
get over
never
it.
mind.
He'll
But
get
Phil,
over it.
appreciate you coming on, my friend.
Good chat, Phil.
All
Good
the
chat.
best.
Top
Went
stuff.
round the houses, but we finally covered Fridge and Wolfie there, right at the death. But
I thought they were excellent. I thought Wolfenham was excellent last night. I think he's been a bit unlucky, Gov, because there's certain people said, "Oh, well, you have to put Axel in." He sort of.
Yeah, no, he did that.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he? He did say that Sunday.
He did.
There's no need to change the centre halves now.
No.
I think we went through that phase when you're getting Axel up to speed. I think he probably. What are we thinking on Saturday? Axel comes in at right back. I think I'd go with Wolfenden and Fridge again on Saturday. Centre. I don't think you've not got no one else, have you? Really, unless you play Don Ball there.
Might play Don Ball there. But do we want them as a partnership to keep getting more minutes? I suppose you do.
Yeah,
but you don't want to risk injury either, do you? That's the thing.
Maybe you could get injured in training.
Yeah, I've gone Paul
Should be
Lambert.
able
You're more likely to get injured in a game than training, though.
Well,
The intensity.
I'd go with the same back four that they had at Wimbledon. It was Axel,
though, is it not?
Wolfie, Fridge, and then
Cameron.
I think you have to show respect to Maidstone. I think I'll just show respect to them and show respect to the competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it highlight you still need a centre half though?
No, I don't think we do, because I think you've got Cameron Burgess coming back in middle of February. I think you can get through to then. This is the thing. I think they've still not. This is where Matt says about the local press. They've still not asked a question about Brandon Williams. What is happening with that man? Is he still at Man United being assessed?
I think so.
Knows.
I think that is what's going on.
Nobody knows.
No one knows for sure.
Not on the bench again last night. He's probably one who, if you're looking at that striker, whoever it's going to be, I think you could free up them wages.
Yeah,
there, Matt. And if you have to offer a little bit more, I think that's probably a player. Does it leave you a bit short in the fullback positions? You could sign somebody there.
Um,
What's JD's status? Like, I know he's been injured, but
he got that groin. But you've got Travis who can pop in at left back, possibly. You might sign that Marvin Johnson as well. I see Danny Roll was on about him the other day. He didn't exactly say that he was going to stay at Wednesday, so he might be one. But I think there'll probably be a couple come in by the end of the window. One of them will definitely be a striker.
Sorry to cut across you. McKenna said today that Williams is still injured.
Well, there you go. Cut your losses. I think cut your losses, save your money, fire it into a strike. You got to put all your eggs in that striker basket now, because
he's ill.
Well, he's been ill. He's been injured. He's had a soft tissue injury. No one really knows. This is what I'm saying about. There's too many questions.
Different
I think there's too many questions. He's obviously a good player, but could we get him back up to speed, Matt? That we had him in them 6 weeks, sort of over that Preston. Well, if you're talking, Martin, about the Harry Clark tackle last night and it was a yellow, Matt, look at the Brandon Williams tackle against Preston where he nearly put Matey in the West End. Didn't even wasn't even a free kick. That shows you about the inconsistencies. But yeah, he was great for that spell there, and we all thought, we got a brilliant fullback here, and everyone was saying Harry Clark won't get back in the team. Well, I thought Harry Clark had another good game last night, Gov. I think he's gone under the radar a little bit. That Mavididi didn't really, second half especially.
Well against him,
He didn't really get much of a look in, did he?
No.
So when was Williams' last actual minutes on a football field?
QPR. Played that.
So 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, he played QPR, then he got subbed in his second half.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game there.
After about 60. Didn't play at Stoke on New Year's Day.
So 4 weeks ago, if he's injured, you imagine his fitness is, dipping and dropping. I don't know, because you're looking suddenly end of Feb before have you got him back up and running by then? I mean, that's the longer it goes on, the longer you're looking into March.
Yeah. And you've got quite a few games in February, because I think we got Millwall midweek. The Rotherham game's been rearranged, so you've probably got 5 or 6 games in Feb. Before you know it, you're down to 10 to 12 games. And are you really going to be able to get him up to speed, get him back to where he was? I don't think they are. So I wouldn't be surprised if they cut their losses, and they might sign another sort of fullback. And if JD's not fit, they might go with Travis, Matt. They might say that it depends how many spaces you've got available, Martin, in that 25.
So Chris Boyd has kindly copy and pasted McKenna's to the ADT. He's still at Manchester and being seen by the medical team. At this stage, we don't have a definitive timescale on if or when he'll be back with us. Matt, you're an EADT paid up member. You should be getting this information for us, not Chris Boyd. Chris, thank you. But Matt, come on, you're slipping here, look.
He's not said anything there at all, really. We don't have a definite time scale on if he'll come back or not.
But they have to make a decision,
I think that ship
don't
has sailed there.
I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. The longer it goes on,
it's a shame. It's a shame because he's a really good footballer, I think. But I think there's too much baggage with him, Martin. If I'm being totally honest, I think that's a real shame.
The Man United medical team sound like my doctor's surgery. Still probably waiting for
surely, if they'd have watched this show, they could have sent him down the road to Stowmarket osteopaths. They could have run the rule over him. We could have had him. There you go. We could have had him up and running, and we would have had a definite decision. But he's still up in Manchester.
He could have had. Hello. He could have had a complimentary bottle of Stowmarket Spring.
He could have done.
What's happened here? If you're listening, the country's camera's gone AWOL.
Am I back?
You're back.
You are. You never went anywhere.
I nearly pulled the iPad off the stand.
You never went anywhere. Rob Holmes, Carter lost his save the ways towards a striker like Crunch.
Yeah, I agree.
Save the dough.
All right.
Save the
Great
dosh.
show. Hour and 21 in the books. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, subscribe. We're back tomorrow. What are we back
7
for
p.m.
tomorrow?
7 p.m.
Cricket.
England-India preview starts Thursday morning, Matt. I hope you're setting your alarm for 4 a.m. because I will be.
So the guy I know at work has flown out for that first test in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the weather? Can you get a weather report for me before tomorrow, please?
I'll find out. I'll text him for you.
Not a lot of grass on the wicket. Looks like England might just play one seamer and then 3 spinners. So we'll talk about it tomorrow night.
We certainly will. Rax Max, Stomach at Spring, twinned with Peckham. It certainly is. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I get down or when I get blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. I woke up all soaked in sweat, weird chills running down my neck. I'm going crazy from just the thought of you. A long blonde hair.